everyone, welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is for the Art of Demolition marquee event. We're going to be earning Sabine today. Now, I am going to take in, at least for the first few rounds, all of the other Phoenix squads so I can see how they work. I've got them all to level 72, and I also got their gear up to level 7. I've stopped pretty much there because anything higher and it takes a lot of commitment. So level 7 is pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and go in here and we're going to play right through all 4 of the tiers. On tier 4, I may, since it's an 80+ round, I may have to bring in a different squad, but let's go ahead and check it out. So the first thing they're talking about is her basic blasters. It says it can score additional hits based on various conditions. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. We're going to build a team real quick. I'll be right back. All right, here's the full squad. Let's go ahead and battle it out. So it says Sabine's basic blasters akimbo. Hits multiple times on debuffed targets with low turn meter. Cool. Let's do it again. All right. Trying to give as much to her as possible. Caesar special. Nice. That was cool. The graphics, I gotta say, the animations that Capital Games developers have done, they did a phenomenal job. Really liking the animations. Wow, she shot 5 times on that. Didn't look like it, but you could see all of the damage stacking up over his head. Demolish. Deal physical damage to all enemies. Expose and stagger target enemy for 2 turns. Nice. Pretty cool AoE. All right, going into the last round. Oh, interesting. That is really, really cool graphics, you guys. It's pretty awesome. I have a feeling the ship above is probably going to hurt us. A parked TIE fighter. Ah, this is really cool. I like this. Yes. So it says armor shred, negative 20% defense per stack. It cannot be dispelled. It's not a debuff. It's just armor shred. Defense goes down. And then a bonus armor. TIE fighter has bonus armor. Use Sabine's dark Saber strike to reduce this vehicle's armor. Interesting. This is leading into a whole nother component of the game, which is vehicles, which we haven't got into in the past. Ships, yes, but vehicles and special weapons to take vehicles out. Interesting. Very cool. It just disappeared. No, that was really cool. I like the developers' take on that, and that's enough to unlock her. Let's move on to tier number 2. So this one talks about the Dark Saber Strike. Permanently reduces the armor of a target. That is awesome. Let me go ahead and get the same team ready to go. Hold on. All right, so it says use Dark Saber Strike on high armor targets to permanently reduce their armor. This would be excellent, by the way, against any tank, so that would be a good reason why to use it. Now they've already picked out our targets, and it says really quick, deal physical damage to a target enemy and inflict armor shred, which is a unique effect for the rest of the battle. Armor shred isn't a debuff, and it can't be resisted or dispelled. In addition, its effects stacked but are halved against units with fearsome foe abilities. So all of the Rancor raid and the heroic AAT raid and things like that can be affected by this, but it will be halved for every time it stacks. So pretty cool. Nice. AoE. That's hysterical. I somehow picked to be in this battle. Didn't realize I picked him. Thought I'd picked someone else. That's hysterical. I never use him, so oh well. Wow. He was down there at the bottom with all of my Phoenix squadron. I think the Stormtrooper's probably going to be the highest armor. Beautiful. Excellent. And I'm going to actually slow the speeds down so we can see a little bit more of the damage that's happening now that we're getting up higher in the levels. It'll be interesting to see how much damage she actually does. Alright. Excellent. Let's do this. Awesome. 3 attacks on that one. Interested to know if this ship eventually shoots back or not. Wow, there's 4. Pretty awesome. Yeah, you definitely want to slow it down if you want to see how many times she's hitting. Alright, we're going into Tier 3, talking about Demolish. It says it applies as expose and stagger to a target enemy. Stagger basically is like skip a turn. It hits them, puts stagger on their head, and then the very next time that they take any kind of damage, they're going to lose all their turn meters. So it's basically like, you know, skip a turn, essentially. All they got to do is be damaged. So pretty cool. I like the ability Demolish, plus I like just the combination of taking extra damage and losing a turn. All right, let me go ahead and rebuild this team. Alright, so now here's Demolish. It's the AoE, which is an area of effect. It's going to hit, attack, or target everyone on the board. It may not apply to everybody, but it is going to attempt to apply it. And it says it applies expose and stagger on a target enemy. So it applied it, it did the AoE damage, and then the target, which was the TIE Fighter pilot, it applied both the expose and the stagger. Now I'm going to go ahead and do her second ability, which is going to put on the armor shred. Excellent. Oh, throwing rocks. Is that what we've resorted to? I like his animations as well. Zeb's are pretty cool. So 2 attacks. And the additional attacks always do less damage, pretty significantly less damage, but anytime you can get 3, 4, and 5 hits on a shot makes for a really cool character. There's 2. And there's her counter. Pretty cool. Alright. Bonus attack. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the Dark Saber. I'll just give her all of the boosts. Alright, so expose and stagger. The next time that he takes damage, well, he's going to die, unfortunately, but he'll take 20% health, which he doesn't even have 20% health, and he'll lose his next turn, so he'll just die. I'd like to do that on a tankier target so you could see the effects of the turn loss. Go ahead and take this guy out. Days on the basics, pretty awesome. Alright, Dark Saber to the Parked TIE Fighter. Throw some rocks. Excellent. So, doesn't have any turn meter, unfortunately. So stagger doesn't really work because I don't see a turn meter bar at all. Here we go. Stacking that stagger. Let's see if it shows the increase to the stacked stagger. Alright, let's keep going. Doesn't look like this thing's gonna shoot us. It's a little bit cooler than the boxes. On one of the other events, the boxes were pretty hysterical that you had to blow up. But there was a rhyme to that reason with those boxes. You had to hit the certain boxes, the little white ones exploded, and when they exploded, they would do damage to everybody. So, all right, I am going to take one run at level 80 with this Phoenix squad to see if they can do it all together as a team, and if I fail, I'll then just take in an A team and go through it real quick. So let's go ahead and check it out. It says Sabine's unique Take It Back grants her an additional critical chance and critical damage, and of course, because of Hera's leadership ability, everybody's going to get that ability. So in theory, I should not be able to beat this round because it's for level over 80 plus. None of my characters are level 80. They're all actually level 72. And only gear 7, not like gear 9 or 10 or anything like that. So I should probably get whooped up on pretty good. But it says her passive ability gives, you know, all the Phoenix additional critical chance and critical damage. If she's not with them, then she'll just get it herself. So that's this unique ability over here. Let's go ahead and start. Alright, we're going to run my Sith for this last one. But that's all good. Still has the cooldown increases. Goodbye. And this is her not completely maxed out, Sabine not completely maxed out, but at like level 82. So she's hitting for about, you know, 77 to 8,000 on a basic. That's not bad. I know most attackers though do far more damage than that. I mean, my Savage isn't even maxed out on his basic, and he's doing more than that. So interesting. I'm curious to note once she's completely maxed out what her potential is for a basic with all the additional damage. Hopefully it's around 20 to 30,000. I mean, Darth Nihilus can hit for over 12 on his basic, and he's not really an attacker. And we'll get rid of you. We'll take a whole nother turn. Wow. 19,000 from Sith Assassin, and that's a 4-star Sith Assassin, so like I said, there's 10,000 from Sabine with the Dark Saber. You'd think the Dark Saber would hit for like 30,000, honestly. Oh, wow. Get to use it. They didn't reset it. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 targets. Alright, let's go ahead and just work our way through this. Speed our team up. Just taking the easier targets out first. The less targets we have shooting at us, the better. Defense down. Now we're going to go ahead and use the Dark Saber on the vehicle. I would really love to see Darth Nihilus take out this parked TIE fighter. Let's see if we can make it happen. Oh, maybe. I don't know. So many turns to go. Wow, 5 damages. Dang it. That was so much damage that she did. Wish I could have seen Darth Nihilus take out a ship. That would have been epic. Activate character, Sabine Wren. Let's activate. I love the activation screen. Anytime you get a new character in the game, it's so much fun. The animations look phenomenal. They did a great job, especially with the animation with the Dark Saber. Alright, let me go ahead and go through the basic attacks and abilities so you can kind of see what she's all about. But basically, she's here to punish slower characters on the other side and permanently reduce armor. So she's really more of a support character, although she is an attacker and she should do a lot of damage. By the way, that outfit looks awesome. The artwork on this is phenomenal. Did a wonderful job. All right, let's go ahead and go through. Blaster's akimbo. Let's go ahead and see what it does. So it deals physical damage to a target enemy twice. This attack will score additional hit for each of the following, and there's 3 additional. So it can do potentially, you know, the first 2, and then it says up to 3 more, so up to 5 hits. If it has less than 70% turn meter, it'll give a 3rd shot. If it has less than 30% turn meter, meaning it's really slow, then it's going to get a 4th shot, and if the target happens to be debuffed, it's going to be a 5th shot, which is pretty crazy. All these additional hits are going to do 75% less damage, so these 3 hits right here are going to do less damage. Same with the second attack. It's just the original one is going to score the primary amount of damage. So anywhere from 2 to 5 hits, more than likely you're going to get an average of about 3, because people are going to have less turn meter if you're working with turn meter manipulation characters or just faster characters. But you should be able to get at least your 2 and up to 5. That's pretty awesome. Dark Saber Strike, probably my favorite animation of all the characters so far in this Phoenix squad. For Dark Saber Strike, it'll deal physical damage to a target enemy and inflict the Armor Shred unique effect. So it's not a debuff, it's a unique effect. It cannot be dispelled and it cannot be evaded. It says the unique effect for the rest of the battle. Armor Shred isn't a debuff, and so it can't be resisted or dispelled. That's what I just said. In addition, its effects stack, but are going to be halved against units with the Fearsome Foe, which are all your boss battles that are the team raids. So for everybody else, it's just going to keep stacking. And it says Armor Shred is negative 50% defense per stack. It can't be dispelled, and it's not a debuff. That's pretty amazing. Each time you apply Armor Shred, it'll be another negative 50% defense. So that's pretty crazy. So it's like negative 50, and then there'll be 50% less, and then there'll be negative 50 from that, which is 25% of that. So you'll be down to 25% armor, so on and so forth. It just slowly degrades the armor down to nothing, which means they're going to take, you know, more and more of the damage instead of you know, preventing that damage with their armor. So pretty awesome, actually. Demolish, which is the AoE. It deals physical damage to all enemies, expose and stagger at the same time, target enemies for 2 turns. That means they're going to take a lot of damage and lose their turn. So it's like a turn loss damage. It's just awesome. This attack can't be countered or evaded. I love that as well, so it's going to just happen. So you're going to deal physical damage to the enemy, expose them, stagger them for 2 turns, and it can't be evaded. Pretty awesome. And it just gives Sabine, and then if she's in Phoenix Squad with the Herald, it's going to be everybody, the 25% critical chance and 25% critical damage. Basically, that's like throwing a bunch of mods on all of the characters. Pretty cool. So initial thoughts are she's probably one of the coolest of all of them. She is a rebel, of course, so she could work in other rebel comps. A lot of people ask me, what do you think of her? Do you think she'd be worth leveling up and putting in a rebel squad? And you know, she does kind of self boost herself with the critical damage and critical chance. As far as the demolish, the expose and stagger is phenomenal, and you don't have to be in a Phoenix squad to use this. This is just a really, really good debuff. It basically is like a stun, so she'd work really, really well in teams for that. And the Dark Saber strike, very unique. I'm interested to see how that works really in effect, but I think that in the right team, that could be pretty awesome. And then of course, if you've got a really fast team that you put her on, this could definitely work phenomenal, because she's going to attack a lot on her basics. So I know she would get a lot of bonus abilities if she was with, you know, 4 other of the Phoenix squad, but I think she's a pretty good standalone character. I'm a little underwhelmed by how much damage she physically does, but I think if you used her as a utilitarian character that applied with the Dark Saber, that armor debuff, and then you used her for that stagger and expose, I think she could be very viable in almost any team. So those are my thoughts. My initial reaction is I'm going to do the same with her that I have with all the others. I'm going to take her to level 72, gear 7, and then I'm going to leave her there for a little bit. I'm not too focused on any of the Phoenix squad right now. That's my personal opinion. So what are your thoughts on Sabine? Leave them in the comments down below. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.